So if you haven't noticed that a couple of weeks back, Passion Java did his traditional wedding with his wife, and then also followed by Papa Bush, also roughly about the same time. And both these wedding celebration thingy was roughly about the same time. This was the ending of thingy there, the third quarter there. And so it was quite an interesting one. It kind of raised a lot of questions in my head, but not particularly for the reasons that you might be thinking. There were just a lot of things that just kind of reminded me why I don't trust these people. So with this video, I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to make a statement with these particular things that I'm going to point out, but it just reminds me how much I just don't trust them. Ne? That's the thing that I want you to just note in this video. It's some of them. It's very small things, but it was like I just wait. I had to sit down and ask. I just really don't trust these people this much. So it tells you, being a Charlie, it does affect how the rest of us actually get to see you. It's the Reality Show, the daily Christian commentary videos. If it's your first time over here, be sure to check out some other videos that are down in the pinned comments, and I'm gonna check you out over there. And so this was all this video was. It was just like, when I saw Papa Bush there chilling with his wife, and then I saw Passion with his wife. It's a very glamorous wedding that he did. It was a traditional wedding that Java was doing with his wife, and it was a very cultural themed around the ladies' culture. I'm guessing here, and so it's very beautiful, very costly. You can see like the entire deck, beauty and everything, but there is a lot of stuff out of that had me questioning. Like it's a huge event. You can see this was huge. They went all out with decorations and how it looked. Okay. But there were certain things that made me I was like, I don't think it's because I don't trust you. I think it's just y'all are so used to being dodgy that maybe this fits within the dodginess, right? So first of all, this picture that I showed you here, you'll notice this color head stuff that are there. See it over there again, and then you see this again. I don't know if this is a part of the ladies' culture, but I know that these are those nude ladies that dance thingy, samba like, and you can see it's on his page. You can see the ladies there. This is Rio, like those Rio samba. Is this a part of her culture? And so I get the cultural part, this one, even the kids behind is like, so it's just things when I saw. It reminded me how much I just don't trust these people. I wouldn't get next to them with a 20-foot pole. I don't trust these mandems. They're just so dodgy that it's just like, you see right there, you're doing your wedding thingy, and then they are there just not dressed. Now someone will say they're wearing thing, yeah, but everybody else is decently dressed. Then why? So is this a part of the ladies' tradition? I don't know, but because I just don't trust them, based on what they teach, right? So because they have such a false teaching, hangs around money a lot and whatnot and materialism. Every single video that Passion Java makes, he can't help but be carnal. No matter what lesson he wants to give, which you might think, is that a good teaching? At the end of it, it just doesn't matter because he's so carnal and he's so proud in the way that he presents it. He has to show his Gucci shoes or whatever carnal thing that he's wearing on that day. Okay, Gucci has nothing to do with eternity. Yes, you like the thing, you wear it. But at the level at which he consistently pushes it. It's just, it's a lot, dude. It's a lot. And so when I see that he is inconsistent with the Bible, and then I see this at his cultural wedding, I wonder. Not the dancing. The dancing is so good, y'all are having fun. Just having naked people at your thing. Now, that then goes to the second thing. And the second thing also might be a small thing. It might be insequential. You know that word. Something, you know. But because I already don't trust them, when I see a picture like this, now this is them cutting the cake. Now you will notice that they are deciding to cut the cake with a sword. Now, I haven't seen that. Maybe you've seen people cutting their cake with a sword. I've never seen that. It's the first time I see it here. It was the first time I see it with this particular individuals, with Java and his thingy. It was just a weird thing. Already there's just carnal people. They're a bit dodgy. Sometimes they do act a bit, you know, a little bit too far. Sometimes they do speak with a tone of the devil out of their mouth. You can hear that there's no God here. This is absolutely absent. And so with all these things that are happening in the church, and people bringing up subjects of people being given swords for something, when I saw them cutting their cake with a sword, it was just, I don't know, man. And also it goes, you know, this was their traditional wedding. Bushiri, I think their 9th year anniversary, right? And so that's for Passion Java and thingy. That's their 9th year anniversary. And as for Papa Bush, I think he's pushing 12 to 13, isn't it? With his wife. Now, there wasn't much. That was kind of like just too much at Bushiri's thingy. It was just a very simple entire thing. But then again, because I don't trust them, or is it because I don't trust them that when they do this, then it kind of looks, because I had seen that from Java, then, you know, when I looked at Papa Bush's knife there, my mind just couldn't get away from this funny cloth thingy that they have around their knife while cutting their cake. It might just be the decoration people, you know. They don't want the knives to be looking normal, you know. So they will decorate everything and then but again, is it because I don't trust you that much? You know, I'm aware that, you know, I kind of already don't trust them. But because I don't trust them, when they do anything, it just looks, oh, I have to look twice, you know. And also, I'm not just saying, I mean, like, Java had his, July towards ending of that, and then Bushiri had his, like, the next month. And so, you see, what I want to highlight in this video is that it costs you being false. It costs you teaching false doctrine. Because remember, the Bible says, you know, if a prophet, even if he preaches, it tells you something that actually does come true, then you listen in on what he teaches you to do right after that. If he teaches you to follow after other gods, you kind of then keep your distance. So after you've claimed that you were prophesying or you were doing whatnot, and then I see inconsistency in the things that you value, and then I see that you do not value the message of the gospel as much. When I see these things, it just shows you the negative of it. And so for people that don't understand, how does false doctrine actually affect you? This is how. Is that now you do something, might not be a big deal, but I cannot help thinking is there something here? It just something that I call myself thinking. And when I saw that knife, I was like, hey, there's a dodgy knife. Might be the decoration people, not even a big deal, but because you're consistent in teaching falsehood, people just end up not trusting you completely. Like your entire life becomes dodgy. Your entire life kind of becomes dodgy. Like there are people that who just, you'll hear people say, hey, this person is always lying. Not that the person is lying, but that he told lies at a very crucial point, to a point where now when he has to be truthful, we are not even patient to wait to hear whether there is truth in what the person is claiming, because we've suffered you in doctrine already, so we're not going anywhere with that. We're like, you know what, stay away from dude. Teaching falsehood affects you. It affects you. Beautiful wedding. They're doing wonderful things, but then you have these naked people there, and it's like okay, and then they bring the sword, and you're like, okay, why? Because we just already don't trust them. We just don't think, oh wow, they're just bringing something, interesting. And no, it's just no longer interesting with you because you are false. We are thinking, it's mercenary, Freemasonry. They're doing rituals. Because you've taught falsehood. When you teach falsehood, it affects people's trust of you. Yeah, and rightfully so, until you correct it. And do these people correct it? Nope. They do not ever correct any of the things that they actually think. And so rightfully so. Teaching true doctrine or biblical doctrine is very crucial. Not only will it lose you friends, it should lose you friends. As a matter of fact, people should distance themselves until you correct your ways. That's what the Bible tells us to do in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians. It tells us to cut our ties with you so that you will get it. Least we being close to you, you think that's authenticating whatever you are busy up and down with. Clean up your doctrine. And that way, when you do things that you are just fascinated by, I don't know if maybe sometimes Passion Java sees himself as Zorro there. Because even the outfit that he was wearing was kind of like a Zorro type of it. So maybe he sees himself as Zorro, ne? But because I already don't trust them and them. You get me? You teach the truth because it affects what we see from you consistently. It's Ricky. Other episodes down in the pinned comments. I've just been thinking about this, I think, for about a week. Not like continuously thinking about it, but from the time when they published these pictures, I just thought it's quite an interesting one. And I was thinking of an angle to take those particular thingy. I didn't want to make any individual episodes about it. I thought it was kind of related. And I just thought, you lose trust when you teach false doctrine.